we going on right now?
We live, baby. Should we not be?
Huh?
I said, should we not be?
No, I'm not ready yet.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Nordy. We're live, large and in charge. Looking for the chickies. I'm backing up my... See my drinks over here. Clear those out.
Why is it not going?
Where is... You talked to Cuddy?
Yes. He'll be coming in at about 9:30. Old Cuddy coming in. I figured we'd get in, get grooving.
Okay. Pull the chat up. Michaela, you are first. What up, Betty? Vicky, Bearded Wonder Chef,
Yep.
Callie, Lester, Silver Bullet, and that one guy. All dialed in right now.
Dialed in. First time chatter, Bearded Wonder Chef. Love that. Love to see that. Oh, Nordy decided to join the show tonight. Yeah, you know. He does what he can. He does what he can. Evening, gents. What's up, y'all? Hey. What's up, Redneck? I see you. Is Hammer on tonight? Hammer's doing some stuff, some stuff in the city, I believe. Must be severe weather. We got Nordy here. Nordy, how's the weather, brother? Everything good?
It's hotter than outside.
What is that consist of for you guys?
Beep, beep.
90 some degrees, heat index of over 100.
Okay.
Yeah, that's us too. Nordy, the end of your stream was so funny. Says first time chatter. Come on with it. Survivor. Bobby Ray. Hey. I love it. Oh, it's hot, crazy hot in Wisconsin today. It's hot.
Bobby Ray, hey.
Crazy hot in Wisconsin today, says Kyle. You got some other Wisconsin folks, Nordy?
Nordy, can I go and get something right out the way, right out the gate, while we're kind of waiting on Bobby and everything to get kicked off? Is I've had some people commenting on the video of the ice cream or frozen custard or custard. I have one person, I think it was on YouTube, that said...
What video, first of all?
Well, my editor made the video of you having the debate of the custard and ice cream. You was telling me not to ever say ice cream again. You punched me for it, you know. You don't remember?
I was literally dying in Bobby's stream last night because of
Okay. Well, I think one of my YouTube, I think it was on YouTube, one of the comments was like, I live in Wisconsin and we call it ice cream. And I was like, oh, that's going to be fighting worse than Nordog.
Just saying that. No, hold on.
Hold on.
There's a difference. It's ice cream and custard.
Thank you, Richard.
It
Appreciate
depends
that.
where you go.
Well,
you know what? You know what the difference is.
Culver's has custard.
Yeah. Do you know what the difference is?
Saying, I thought he was saying up there ice cream is custard. So you're saying Culver's is custard.
Yes, Culver's doesn't have ice cream; they have custard.
Do you know what the difference is? Eggs.
Something about there's an egg or something.
Mm-hmm. Eggs.
But there's also custard is creamier and less frozen than what ice cream is.
That's true. I'm from Mississippi. We call it ice cream. Yep. But when it's got eggs in it, it's called custard.
You know, I'd probably like it better.
It's two different things.
It's not as frozen.
Have you not ever had it?
As ice cream?
No, it's like creamy.
Have you ever had Freddy's?
Like that better.
You ever had Freddy's steak burgers? They got custard.
Because I'm more of a milkshake person than I am ice cream person, so that kind of sounds like I would like the custard more.
Oh, yeah.
It's sweeter and, yeah.
Chicago deep dish pizza is the best pizza. All right, Tyler, I hear you. Tell me where. Moody Girl coming in with that resub. Sorry, Moody Girl. I missed it 3 minutes ago. Thank you. We appreciate that. What's up, Draven? How are you? Uh-oh, Draven coming in, baby. 3 months. Let's go. I love it. See that resub with Prime. Hey, if y'all got that Prime, just go ahead and hit that up here. We're good for the Primes. Chicago real pizza is the best. Come on, Matt Hattie, tell me. We're talking about Chicago pizza. Tell me where you like it from. Giordano's. Okay, Hector, I see you. Just like Smitty, custard to soft serve. Sorry,
I was
Smitty.
just reading that from Rod. I was just reading.
Sorry
that.
for Zanks.
God, dog.
I'll get that prime set up so you can do hashtag prime and just knock it out. Survivor said, I'm going to address the facts. Pineapple pizza is underrated. Golly, B. Holt Show, come on with it. Thank you for that tier 1 sub. We appreciate that. We greatly appreciate it. And then Country Dad coming in here. Gifting 1 sub. That's 3 in the channel. Thank you, brother. We appreciate that. Bobby Ray Gray coming in here. What's up, Richard? Said, let's go, chat. Tavern Pizza, Mad Hattie says. Okay. Okay, Tavern Pizza. I've never been there, but I may have to try it. Cracker crust with sauce and cheese all the way to the edge. Ooh, now I can get down with that. I like my cheese all the way to the edge. Smitty is not smarter than a 5th grader. We all saw that.
That is not true. That is not. Okay, I redeemed myself the next night and won.
Half round coming in with that resub for tier 1 for 1 month. Thank you, Half round. We appreciate that, brother. Don't make me get in a bidding war with you. Hector 1968 coming in here with that gave out 1 community sub. Thank you, Hector. Thank you. So you won the next night? I was watching it like 4 a.m. or something. What night was that?
Friday night. Friday night, I think we went 3 times. I think Friday night was also the night that I thought Abraham Lincoln was on the $100 bill. That was okay. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. I was dead. I thought I was dead on something, and I was wrong. First night though. First try Saturday night.
Ryan Rutledge,
knocked it out of the park.
I've done radio, man. I love it. Dylan, what's up? Trying to sub, it won't let you. Normally you just kind of click up there where the subs are, kind of hit the sub. I think people have been having problems tonight with Twitch, so you just got to keep trying it, man. I appreciate that. T Custer coming in with 5, dropping the 5 bomb. Not even playing, just coming in here dropping the 5 bomb. Jacob Kyle, thank you for that community sub. Thank you, we appreciate it. So
is Smitty salty about Smitzy? No, I love Smitzy. And I think Bobby Ray and Smitzy can cause a little havoc, potentially.
Yeah,
maybe even tomorrow night. We'll have to see. I don't know.
We're gonna do an episode where it's just us 4 talking, so that we can kind of cut through some of our characters and stuff. You gotta. Did you break out Bobby Ray or? Yeah,
I brought him on Bobby's stream yesterday, and then I played with him last night in City.
Okay, so we'll have to do that, and we'll have to talk about Nordy getting fired because he said he got fired tonight, or maybe getting fired. So anyway,
come on,
Nordy, you're not gonna talk. Action Jackson, I got you, brother. Hey, you got an ally in me and Smitty, man. We're both Braves fans.
Yep.
Favorite fast food pizza. All right, chat, let's do this. Favorite fast food pizza. Jay Penland says Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Domino's. Do we need to throw anything else in there? Little Caesars, maybe. Throw out your favorite your favorite fast food pizzas. Bobby's coming in. He's here. He's gonna turn his camera on. It kind of takes him a second. Oh man, Timmer, Tater Tot. I see that go Phillies. Don't do that to us.
I had to get another camera.
Oh.
I don't know. It was just like flashing and making all sorts of things. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, brother. Doing good. Pizza Hut, it's not even close. I just ate Papa John's. Papa John's and Mellow Mushroom. Mellow Mushroom doesn't count because it's not fast food, but it is phenomenal.
Pizza Hut, I would probably say the best crust. I wouldn't necessarily the pizza, but the crust is really good. It's really thick. And you can get the stuffed crust as well from Pizza Hut.
Pies and Pints. Action Jackson, Pies and Pints, phenomenal as well.
Pizza Hut is trash.
Moody girl coming in here with that 100 bits. I got you, girl. I got you. It takes me a second to get caught up, but I get caught up. Bush Light 98 coming in with that resub for 1 month. Man, y'all don't know how much we thank you for that. We greatly appreciate it.
Okay, Nordy, go ahead since it's trash.
Yeah, come on with it, Nordy.
I mean, if I'm gonna pick between the 3, I would probably choose between. I'd probably go Domino's.
Me too. Just because of the selection.
Yeah, Domino's and those cinnamon twists that you can get from Domino's are great. I always get extra icing too because I'm caking bad boys when I dip it.
Yeah, I'd say Domino's.
Wait, time out.
And crust.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Action Jackson coming here. Did you hear Willie Mays Hayes passed? Willie Mays didn't pass away, right?
Yep, he did. I got the alert just a minute ago.
Like the real Willie Mays died. He was 93.
93 years old.
Y'all don't
Who's Willie
understand.
Mays?
Okay, so let me time out. Thank you, the row guys. See you cheering 100. Austin 95 resub for 1 month. Okay, so let me tell you what's going on. So the oldest baseball park, I don't know if I've mentioned this to y'all, the oldest baseball park in America still operating is in Birmingham. It's called Rick Wood Field. They used to have Jackie Robinson. Willie Mays grew up in Birmingham and played there. Like, it's a huge deal. And an article came out like yesterday or 2 days ago. Hey, Willie Mays is planning to watch the game at home with his friends, blah, 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 blah. It's wild. It's wild. Action Jackson, I'll see you there too. I'll see you there. So tomorrow night, no, not tomorrow, Thursday, tonight, the Barons are playing, which is our local minor league team. They're playing another local. But MLB is bringing 2 MLB teams to Birmingham to play on Thursday night.
Really?
It's kind of like the Field of Dreams game, but they're doing it. So we got the Giants, where Willie Mays used to play, coming to Birmingham, and then we got the St. Louis Cardinals coming to Birmingham. So
Wait, are you going?
I'm going, yeah, Thursday night.
Yeah.
So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be freaking cool. But like, this whole thing was built around like basically like Willie Mays and how he kind of got a start in Birmingham and worked his way up into the major leagues, you know, with Jackie Robinson being the first African-American player in the major league. I mean, bunch of cool stuff. I hate to hear that he passed away before all of it went down.
Yep.
So, wow. Thank you for telling us that. I didn't realize that.
No, I saw it legit. Like, when you saw me come up here and walk past my camera right before we went live.
That's when you saw it.
I saw it just then. Yeah. It was wild.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Austin D, I don't know if I got to you, man. Thank you for that resub. Thank you. Yeah. I kind of the same thing. I thought he died quite a while ago. We knew he was getting old because, I mean, I remember seeing him as a kid and he was old. So, you know, he was kind of old then. So, sorry.
What is up, Victoria?
Sorry, boys. I just been kind of taking over tonight.
I didn't even know that field was there in Birmingham and stuff.
Yeah, so man, here's the deal. And Action Jackson will tell you, man, that place was beat up. They used it for movie sets a couple of times. And they did a few things with it. It was not in phenomenal shape. But the Major League Baseball has come in and really just kind of blew it out of the water. So what are y'all laughing at?
I'm laughing at chat.
Bobby, what are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at Barb.
Oh, okay. $7 coming in for that 1 month. Thank you. Love y'all in this family. Thank you.
I need you to take a lot of pictures when you're there Thursday because I would like to see the outside of the stadium and then inside how it looks.
Okay.
I'm being serious. I'm being dead serious. Yeah, because I had no idea about that.
Yeah, it's wild. It's pretty cool. Yeah, but they've done a bunch of renovations, so it should be a pretty cool tonight. Is that any team's home field minor league wise? No, it used to be the Barons till like the 80s, and then the Barons moved into town. It's kind of out of town in Birmingham. It's not kind of in the city center. So
Birmingham's a dump. No, downtown Birmingham's good.
It's getting better. The downtown
it's getting a lot better.
Yeah, but
it's getting a lot better. So now what's that? What's that one over there by U.S. Steel? Bessemer?
Yeah.
You talk about wild, bro.
You go west and north of town, you're
Hey, Bessemer's a wild place, dude. I went over there to get some chicken wings, and I was like, what where am I at right now? People were yelling. It was almost like when we were in Memphis. Remember when we were on that back road and Nordy was talking smack to those people?
Yeah.
And then we heard.
What did I do?
When you were talking smack to those people in Memphis?
The one that was in the middle of the road yelling?
Yeah. And you said, get out of the road. Next thing you know, they were on their radios.
Hayden Squad coming in with that tier 1 sub. Thank you. Yes, Barons are White Sox affiliate. Yes. Currently at UAB with my mother. Hate to hear that. Hope everything works out.
Can I tell you how much of a fat ass I am?
Tell me.
I joined in. You guys were talking about pizza.
Okay, wait. First, you missed the ice cream. Oh, did you order pizza? First, you missed the ice cream. So we were talking about custard and ice cream. Do you like custard better or ice cream better, Bobby?
Really, they seem the same to me.
Yeah, they're very similar.
There's a different taste, but like if I'm in the mood and I see a custard joint, I'm hitting custard.
And let's be honest, if they're going to be like Culver's and throwing M&Ms and Reese's Pieces, I mean, it's the same consistency and flavors anyway. You're not really You're not giving me
Saving
something.
anything.
Yeah, you're not giving me something that I don't already have with it.
Dirt and
both of them.
worms is where it's at.
Dirt and worms is good.
Dirt and worms is where it's at.
I like the
What's
dirt
that?
and worms.
It's like Oreo cookies and cream ice
Oreos.
cream with gummy worms. in it.
gummy worms. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Oh,
And they get all hard when they get cold, so it's like, dude,
Cold
it's good.
Stone Creamery.
Cold
that
Stone's
right
bad
there
to the
is a
bone.
freaking
Cold Stone's
bomb.
good.
But that's ice cream.
Anything Cold Stone's good.
It's ice cream, Nordy.
Expensive, but good.
No, not Culver's. It's all about Freddy's. So Freddy's.
Freddy's Dirt and Worms is where it's at, bro.
They also got that peanut butter, chocolate, and banana. Have you had that one? Peanut butter cup and banana, I think is what it's called.
No, if you're throwing a banana in it, I'm pissed.
Solid. I love
Yeah,
bananas.
I am too. I am pissed.
I don't
I
get that
love
banana
bananas.
out of there.
And my banana pudding, take out the nanners, put more wafers in. That's what I like right there. Not that.
You don't like the mushy.
You want wafer pudding?
I do. I want wafer
Give
pudding.
me some banana pudding, no bananas, more wafers.
DK,
Yeah,
I see you with that
that's me.
resub. Dirt cake. Dirt cake is pretty fire too. I don't know what they
telling you,
put in
but
dirt cake, but
The worst thing for me is I found out there was a Freddy's by the job site. And so usually we go to this restaurant just because I'm trying. I mean, obviously I could eat better if I was cooking it myself, but I go to a restaurant because they have better options than going to like a fast food joint.
yeah.
But every now and then, dude, I'll hit up Freddy's and I'll get ice cream for lunch.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's so phenomenal.
Yeah, while you're eating it, it's freaking awesome. Then about 30 minutes later, you're like, "Ugh, it's 90 degrees outside and I feel like ice cream. Still
Yeah.
got gummy worms stuck in my teeth.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a fat ass.
Country Dad, PBC and B. Yeah, peanut butter cup and banana. That's right. It's the best from Freddy's. Yes. It's awesome. And Freddy's is custard, Nordy. Freddy's is custard. So you'll,
What is
you'll like
Freddy?
that.
I'm
I
gonna have
don't-
to try
Freddy's
that
steak
again.
burgers? You don't have Freddy's where you're at?
Mm-mm.
Oh, bruh.
I think
We have
it's
steak
moved-
and shake for steak burgers.
No, it's much better.
Same concept,
Much better.
but
bro.
a fast food version. So steak and shake, you go in and eat.
Not anymore. They threw drive-ins
You can
in
do.
them things.
You
Do
can
they?
do both.
Okay.
You can do both.
Okay.
Now, I will say, whenever I go to Steak and Shake, it's more of we go in. Matter of fact, we just
Yeah.
went like 2 weeks ago. We go in,
Yeah.
but there is a drive-through there. That,
Okay.
Freddy's is so much better than Steak and Shake. It's just it's good. It's a good joint.
Yeah. I like the options. They got the little shoestring fries, little thin fries.
You get
and
some
stuff.
chili cheese on them. They put the steak burgers in the chili, which makes it gooder
Yes,
than
they do. Yes, they do.
But yeah, dude, if I'm in the mood for like a fast food burger, that's my joint. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, Silver Bullet says Freddy's is better. Steak and Shake is better than Freddy's, what Arkansas says.
Yeah, I mean that's Arkansas for you.
Okay, Beehives, that is true. There are some days that you can go off-brand, and there's some days you can't. Vanilla wafers is not one of
not
them.
one
You
of 'em.
put
It's
the
not
great
the
value
same.
wafers in. Just get you an Amazon box and start gnawing.
Here's the thing:
mean-
get the one in the box. If you start bringing me Nilla wafers in a bag, I'm out, and I'm pissed. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad about it. So, oh
I tell
man,
you, way back in the day, I used to get them daggum wafers, throw a little peanut butter on there. I had me a little sandwich, just make a bunch of them.
Nordy,
Disalot-
yes,
Disalot said you all need to stop talking about food. Or you have to take us all. Wait, you have to take us all in chat to dinner.
all this.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's what happened to me. I was like, I'd already munched a little bit earlier, so I was like, I'm not gonna eat dinner tonight. I hop in there talking about pizza. Hopped on DoorDash. I got a pizza on the way. Like it screws me up.
From
These guys
where?
are not
From
good for
where?
a diet. Papa John's.
What'd
Are
you
you
order?
still on that?
Come in, Papa John.
pepperoni.
feels
Just
like I got
regular pepperoni pizza.
Regular pepperoni, stuffed crust, garlic stuffed crust.
Ugh.
So good.
Will Smith, thank you, brother. 2 months with one of the best podcasts out there. Much
So
love.
good.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate
That's
that.
the best. Like, I mean, you got to think where I'm at. We get some good like pizza.
Yeah.
Wait,
Is
what-
there
there's
not
a
like
what
a
in
local
Easley?
like New York place that you could like?
There is, and I like that. Sometimes I'm in the mood for just cheap shit pizza.
Yeah, I'm with you. Look, and that's the good thing about it. Like sometimes I want street tacos. Sometimes I want Taco Bell. You know?
Right.
Like that's fine.
Right.
Yeah, we
So-
we got Frankie's pizza the other night. It's good, but you know what Frankie's is? Y'all have Frankie's around y'all? I mean,
No
it's just like
Frankie's.
it's just like the the big slices, all
Yeah.
that good stuff.
Big
It is
New York
good.
style.
Right, but I mean, it ain't no better than to me than a fresh Papa John or Domino's or something.
Papa John's
Yeah.
is good. And I used to hate Papa John's. Used to hate it. My go-to was thin crust from Domino's.
I like thin
See,
crust
I'm
from Domino's.
I like the thin crust, but I'm more of a thick crust. I'm a crust person. I love it.
And I've always been thin crust. I've always just enjoyed, but now I like the thicker crust. But like,
Yeah.
and so I do like Papa John's, but I also wouldn't eat tomato sauce if I could see any tomatoes in it.
Right, I wouldn't
Like
either.
chunks of tomatoes.
I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah, you get that out of there, bro. You can keep that.
Look,
You
Ashla
better blend that stuff up.
Ashlow says Cookout's the best. I like Cookout, but it's not like my favorite place to eat.
No. Did I ever tell you about my story in Nashville
And
about Cookout? My sister's ex-husband, he was like, there's a Cookout across the street. I didn't know what the hell Cookout was. I was like, okay, that's weird. I thought he was saying somebody's having a cookout across the street. And so I went on this whole tangent. I'm like, what the hell are you? He's like, let's go. I'm like, we're not just going to some random
You're not
cookout.
inviting me to a cookout.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not just going to a cookout. What? He's like, no, dude, we gotta go. It looks awesome. I'm like, what does that mean? We're visiting Nashville. We don't just go to a random freaking cookout like that. And he was getting pissed off at me because he thought that I was saying we're not just going to a random cookout. He's like, why? That's what they're made for. Dude, we went on for like 5 minutes before I realized it was a restaurant. I had no idea cookout was a restaurant. It was good.
That is wild.
You can get you a cookout tray for about $7, and with that big tea is about that big right there, and you go home and
you get the cookout squirts for the same price.
You do.
It comes along with it.
Hey,
them cookout squirts are wild.
Shaggy's got a good question. Waffle House or IHOP?
It ain't even close.
It's not
Waffle
close.
House. And I hate Waffle House, but Waffle House blows IHOP out of the water.
That's not even close.
No.
Nordy.
Whatever
you say holds no weight,
No,
bro.
I went to Waffle House and that was the most ghetto freaking restaurant I've ever been to.
Restaurant.
Well, you know what they say about Waffle House. You know what they say. If you pull up and your cook ain't outside smoking a burl, cussing his old lady out on the phone, having a daggum domestic dispute, I don't want it. If you walk in, it's all clean, and your cook is in there like, hey, guys, what you want?
True.
It's gonna be bland. It's gonna be bland. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's what makes Waffle House good. You're right, Nathaniel. And
we don't have Waffle House up here. When I went down there down south, that was eye opening. I'll never go again.
It's like dinner and a show, man.
And definitely a show.
Yeah, my hometown Waffle House got roaches. Okay.
Dude, my dad and I went to Waffle. We used to eat Waffle House all the time, but we went there and they were pressure washing from underneath the griddle while we were eating at the bar. And like I had like water splash on me, and I'm just like, what? And my dad doesn't say nothing. My dad's not the kind to say anything, and my dad went off. I've never seen him go off on anybody. He was like, "That's nasty. You guys are sick, son of a thing." I'm like, oh man, I'm just like, I'm eating my eggs. I'm like, whatever. It's got a little from under cheese on there.
Just a little bit of flavor on there. That was it.
Oh, Mahomes, KC Chief, thank you for that prime sub. And Steady Bear coming in with that resub for 1 month. Thank you, Steady Bear. We appreciate that, man.
Waffle House
we love
is
y'all.
redneck hibachi.
That's true. That's true.
My biggest pet peeve is when you're sitting down at a restaurant and it's close to closing time and they come freaking vacuuming right next to you. I'm like, you can't wait till or go somewhere else.
No, they're trying to go home, Nordy.
Golly.
I mean, what do you do when it's time for you to get off work? You hang around until the last prisoner leaves?
Yeah, right.
No, you'd be screwed. You'd be screwed. You got to do your getting off duty work.
Get him out of there. Thomas Flynn coming in with a resub for 1 month. Hey, everyone. Toe to toe knocking it out again with a resub for 1 month. And then Trusty Ian 32 coming in with that resub for... They've been subscribed for 4 months, man. We got some people that's been hanging out with us a long time. Toe to Toe's been with us for 5 months, so we appreciate all that, man.
Toe to Toe says Jersey Mike's for Subway. I'm gonna go Substation on that. Is what I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Substation instead of either one of those.
What's Substation? Is that a chain?
Substation. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah,
is it just me?
I mean, they're everywhere around me. I don't know.
Is it just me, or does Smitty just only give us like what's in his town?
And dude, it's like a.
He gives us the local restaurant.
Is Substation not everywhere? Like, what are we doing here?
No,
is it not?
Substation is like a Jersey Mike's. What D Brown says.
Dude, it's all about Firehouse.
Oh, sorry,
Firehouse.
Trustin.
I'm not big on Firehouse.
My bad,
Firehouse
Trustin. Sorry.
Good, boy.
I ain't big on Firehouse.
Firehouse
Subway's
is good, but
gross.
it's expensive.
That's fine. I will pay an extra couple dollars for a decent food.
And then you got to round up because you feel bad for the
Firehouse
firefighters.
Nordy gets mad. He's got to donate that extra $1.
It negates everything, bro, when you say it like that. And you got to round up because you feel bad for the firefighters.
I'm kidding.
But honestly, it seems like everywhere you go to check out today, and these days, you want to donate, you want to round up for this, you want to round up for that. You're like,
true.
oh, dog.
That's true.
You want to add a tip on here just because I rang you up?
Yeah.
It's like, hot dang, man.
Yeah, come on. If you did not provide me a service, I can't give you a tip. Okay, I just can't. I apologize.
Do you tip when you do pickup orders. Do you
No.
do you tip for that?
No.
I'll ask. I mean, if it's for the cooks,
Well,
then yeah.
I normally, if you're calling them like Waffle House, you call it Waffle House, I'll do like a couple bucks, $2. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody's got to prepare
I'm not
it,
tipping.
you know.
I'm not tipping the full
So-
amount.
Right.
I'll give a little bit because somebody did put it in a bag. Okay.
But that's my. I'll ask. I'll ask. Like if they split and the cooks get it, because sometimes
They'll
it's
do
a
it.
crap. It's a crap deal there.
Yeah.
Mhm,
I mean, I'm not
mhm.
paying the lady that's ringing me up.
Yeah. No.
Right.
No.
By no means.
Yeah.
Shaggy, thank you
Well,
for
how
that
do you know?
sub for tier 1.
Hey,
Survivor, thank you for that sub for tier 1. And Roy coming in again with that resub. Thank you. Yeah, you gotta ask, man.
Jones is on its way.
All right.
Panera is the most expensive fast food I've ever had. I don't think I've ever been to Panera Bread. I don't think I've ever been.
Panera is booty tooth.
It's expensive. It's expensive.
I don't
cost.
think I've
Booty too.
ever
I
been.
only go for
We got
the
one right down the road, and I just
go for the bagel, Smitty. Go one morning, get you that cinnamon crunch bagel, and get the honey walnut cream cheese. That's the only thing you need to know about that place, and then walk out.
Their broccoli cheddar soup's good, but you can get the same stuff at Wawa.
I don't have
I
Wawa.
know you don't
so-
have a Wawa. I know. I thought we were naming local places.
That's true. Smitty, you got Wawa, right?
no.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
They're
We got,
building one.
we got QT. They're building
QT.
the Whataburger.
Right.
Oh, you're so lucky, dude. You get you one of them honey butter
Yeah.
They're building a lot. They're building 2 of them near me too.
And
2
that
of-
sweet and spicy burger, bro, on Texas toast, it slaps.
Well, that'll be Kelly because I don't eat spicy.
No, it's not. It's like an Asian zing sauce almost on there. And I know it sounds weird, but it's good.
Yeah, it is good. It is good. Shag,
Before we bring him on, somebody said, "What about DoorDash and Uber Eats? Do you tip?" Absolutely. If they're
Yes.
bringing me my food and stuff, yes.
tip.
I
I'm-
tip
for sure.
more
yeah,
than the
Yeah.
yes.
So
Yeah.
like right now, it just asked me. You know, it gives you like a suggested amount. It's $4.50. I put it up at 10. Dude's
Yeah.
driving. It's right up the road, but he's still driving. They got to get out of the car. They got to come up to me.
He's
They
doing
don't
what
make
you didn't want to
much.
do. I mean,
Right.
he's doing what you didn't want to do. So
100%.
that's wild. Dan said I went the other day, sandwich and a cup of mac and cheese, $26.
God, dog.
Hey, here's
Where
the
was
thing.
this at?
Well, it's Panera, but here's the
Panera.
thing. Dan, you're like me, buddy. You got the large sandwich. That's where you messed up. You didn't get the half and half. Well, like they try to sell you. If you'll just get a half sandwich and one side, it'll be half price. So you got the full size sandwich, man.
and that cost you.
wait. That cost you. I drive DoorDash when I'm bored. That's cool.
You better
buddy.
give me a bag of mac and cheese and enough bread to make 4 or 5 sandwiches for $26.
That's right. Oh man, Smitty, have
Chicken Express, dude. Sarah girl comes in. I'm so sorry.
you? No, go ahead. Go ahead.
First comment I've seen about Chicken Express, off the freaking charts, phenomenal.
Tell us about
Bro,
it.
I
Tell us
missed
about
it.
'em.
I missed it so much. That was the first
that
thing I
Texas?
ate when I got back to Texas, dude. And it is so daggum good, dude. Chicken Express, off the chain. You get them tendies. You get the mashed taters or like old style, like country style with the white gravy, bro.
Ooh.
They send you a roll out in that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I hit it twice while I was in Texas
Come on
last
with
week.
it.
Hit it
So,
twice.
so what about Golden
Shit.
Chick? Is that a Texas thing too? No.
No,
Golden Chick, it's all over.
Okay.
we had one nearby. It closed down. I don't know why it did because it was always busy and it was really good.
Silver
I don't know why
Bullet
it closed
says
down.
Golden Chick's better.
No, you're higher than a giraffe's ass. That's dumb. That is dumb. Get out more for real. You got to go see. There's a big world
Look.
out there. That's
Action Jackson came in Texas Day Brazil. I mean, just hey, let's go with it. Let's go with it.
you're talking about Chicken Express or Golden Chick. No, we're going Texas Day Brazil.
Which is where we all ate in Memphis the last time we went.
Y'all want somebody else? Here you go. Just
Country
keep
Dad
going.
said Twin Peaks. Country Dad, you sound like you live at a Twin Peaks, brother.
Graham says Twin Peaks
Just
or
the name, bro.
Twin Peaks or Hooters.
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 Wings. Yeah,
Hooters.
Hooters for sure. Bobby, you get the fritter things at Chicken Express? That's Army Vet. What's
Dude,
the fritter things?
Dude, they're corn fritters, bro. It's like just fried corn fritters. They're
Cornbread?
good, dude. No, it's like cream
Like
corn
corn
inside
nuggets.
of a
Corn
corn
nuggets,
nuggets. There you
yeah,
go.
okay.
Yep. That's what it is. Country Dad said, "You dang straight. I've got my own plaid flannel I wear when I walk up in that sun gun."
I love it. Country
I
Dad
used
got
to
that
live at
founder
Twin
badge
Peaks.
too, brother.
I used to live at Twin Peaks, bro.
Oh, Kendrick Ryan says favorite steakhouse. After this, we're bringing Cuddy on, y'all. We're bringing Cuddy on. Favorite steakhouse out of all. Go ahead, Smitty.
Out of the chains,
Yeah, let's do chains. Let's do
I
chains.
don't. I don't know what chain steakhouse. You know what I mean? Like,
Outback, Texas, Longhorn. What's the Texas
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse? Yeah,
See-
those are all chains.
I mean, I'm gonna go to Texas Roadhouse for the
Will
rolls.
Smith
rolls,
coming in with Big
steaks.
Mike's.
I
Like,
mean,
none of them ain't gonna know what Big Mike's is, Will.
when I think about steakhouse, I'm thinking like, well, we went in Nashville and stuff, and like,
No.
they're all different type of names. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not a
Yes.
chain. That's not a chain.
So,
No,
yeah.
it's not a chain, but it's a steakhouse. I don't consider Longhorn and Texas Roadhouse steakhouses. You know what I mean? Like,
They are. They are. They're just chain steakhouses.
Right.
But once you go to a steakhouse, you can't go back.
That's
Like,
true.
you-
That's true.
You know what I mean?
You get the same damn thing at Texas Roadhouse. I'll tell you that right now. What we
Golden
got in
Norty.
Nashville, same damn thing. I'm gonna go Firebirds.
Okay.
Used to be Firebirds.
Yep.
They've kind of gone downhill. I think they're trying to get cheaper to save some money. Yeah, I would say Firebirds. Close second at Texas Roadhouse.
Firebirds Birmingham still great. It's still
Is
great.
it?
Yep.
I like au gratin potatoes with my steak. Believe it or
Yes,
not.
that's good too.
So that's
Dan
what I
said-
like about Firebirds.
Yeah, Dan's saying Chop House. He knows my
Oh,
go-to around here.
Chop
He knows
House is
my go-to
good.
around here. Chop
I like
House.
Marshall's.
Clothing store.
I love Marshalls.
Dude, Marshall Steakhouse is fire, bro. They put my big ass on the first main picture on Marshall Steakhouse Facebook of me eating that freaking tomahawk.
Somebody said which one in Nashville. What was it, Johnny?
For what? For where we ate?
Bob's.
Yes.
Bob's. Yeah.
Bob's Steakhouse.
But we're going to have to try out that one that Sketch took his date to. Which one was that? Can't remember the name of it.
I'd have to go back and watch the podcast.
Yeah, I'd have to too.
Yeah, we got to go back.
All right, now's the time, folks. We're going to bring on the best
I'm going to
judge,
step out really quick for
That
just a second,
yeah.
but I'll be back.
Yeah,
Y'all do
absolutely.
your thing.
the best judge we have seen in the TARP community. Cuddy joining in with us. Cuddy, go ahead.
He's on his phone. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm not on. Hold on.
You're on your phone. Discord lets us know you're on your dadgum
He's
phone.
not on his phone, bro. He was probably watching
it
it on
says-
his phone.
It says phone.
I'm on my iPad actually.
Oh,
Oh, so that may be what it is. They're
Doing.
calling it a phone.
what are you doing, Judge?
Can you guys not see me at all?
We can see
What'd
you,
you
brother.
call
We
us?
got you now.
Oh, okay. No, I can't see myself. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, so that was the weird thing about it. It was we've had people on that have used like mobile devices before, and for some reason you can't see yourself, which is I guess it's the Discord app or something, which doesn't make much sense at all. You would think that it would be kind of like a FaceTime thing where you could see yourself and everybody else, but
Right.
Yep.
Right.
we got you,
Well, good
brother.
to see y'all.
Yeah, man.
Good to see you, brother.
It's good to
Looking
see
sharp.
you, and I'm not, facing you. I'm not sitting across from you, with my life in your hands,
Yeah, I hear that. old Jeffrey got the book thrown at him the other day. That's for sure.
That I knew I was screwed. I was just trying to wiggle my way out, and I couldn't.
Oh
Where-
man. Go.
Where did you come up with that story? Was that all on the fly? That had to be all on the fly.
I don't even know what I
sound
said.
like an idiot.
It was on the fly.
I
then.
can't remember what story I was saying.
That you were at home drinking beer and your car got stolen and
Oh yeah, that was all on the fly. Yeah, because because they didn't technically identify me. Like they just knew me. But now there's a twin in the city that looks like Jeffrey. But so they saw me and they were like, that's him. They didn't technically identify. So I was like, oh, my car got stolen. I wasn't there. I was just spitting something out. Yeah,
I
that
hear you.
was fun. That was fun.
That's pretty
Oh
cool.
man. So what's up? How you been?
doing good, man. Just keeping the nose down and working away and paying the tax man.
Oh man, don't we
Heard
all?
that.
I feel like somebody usually asks me. My dad had this slogan, it's like another day, another dollar. But I feel like most of that dollar goes to the tax man. So
See, you're guaranteed three things in life: birth, death, and tax.
that's 100% the truth. That is
That's true.
100% the truth.
And if anybody tells you that you're guaranteed something other than one of those three, they're lying.
They're,
to you.
they're lying.
Yeah. I
That's
looked today.
awesome.
I looked at my daggum. I was just pulling up my bank today, and I was like, "Whoa, something ain't right here." I clicked on. I was like, "Oh, Kelly paid my taxes for me. Okay, makes
Tax man.
sense." I
Tax
was
man.
like, "God, dog,
There goes
got
that.
robbed. I got
Yeah.
robbed." I told her. I said, I'm about to go down like Todd Chrisley. He lived he was a millionaire for maybe 20 years. I don't
Yeah.
know, but it's been a long time. And he just got to go sit for about 9 years. But look, I mean, hey, look at all the fun he had being a millionaire, not paying no taxes. And they got to find me like they did Todd. I mean, it's about at that point. Okay.
Yeah, But you don't want what Todd got either.
That's true.
That-
Ultimately,
yeah.
you don't.
That is true.
Oh man. Well, Judge Cuddy, man, thank you for joining us. I know you've had Bobby and Smitty on in front of you, and then have you had Nordy in front of you? Like other than like on the officer side, you haven't had him on
No.
like a crim side. Okay.
No.
So okay, we got somebody. QT Beto says, "Who's Judge Cuddy?" So Judge Cuddy is Roscoe Cutshaw in the city in TARP, and you could see him in many streams. Did you consider? We'll get into this later, but did you consider streaming yourself for a bit, or you were going to?
There were back in the 3.0 days,
Okay.
right when Roscoe was in the city
Every night. Yep.
right? There was talk about it, but the only problem with the DOJ, so I only have Roscoe.
Yes. Okay.
I don't have any cousins. I don't have a Leo. I don't have a Krim character. It's just Roscoe,
Okay.
right? And the only downside is there were times where sitting at the courthouse, right? If there were no arraignments coming in, there were no cases. He was just sitting.
You're sitting by yourself. Yeah.
Right. With a couple of public defenders would come in. We play baseball and stuff like that, but there was a lot of downtime. And when you're a judge and that's your only character, right? There is a lot of downtime because there's a lot of stuff that takes place outside the city. A lot of prep work, a lot of research, a lot of case law you've got to look up, a lot of that stuff to even be able to go into a court hearing and actually speak intelligently.
Right.
Make it make sense. So there was talk about it, but it was something that I thought about doing. I thought about applying for it, and I thought there's going to be so much downtime, and because I don't have another character, I'd have to spin something up or figure out something else to do.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, that makes sense because you would have to have another character. You would almost have to do like whatever judge scene you were going to do either at the front of your stream or the end of your stream, and then do something else in between, because sitting there and just like letting people come in and out. And of course, like sometimes y'all are just having like, just regular conversations that people would have in the courtroom when nobody's in there. And that's
correct.
and so, streaming some of that may not be as exciting, but okay. So I got you there. Well, let me, since I went ahead and started that, let me jump back to the front. Tell us about yourself. Tell us as much as you want to tell us about who you are personally. Tell us about who's behind Judge Cuddy.
So I am a executive in the telecommunications industry.
Okay.
And I started out when I was 17 years old, literally climbing phone poles. I didn't go to college. I didn't get a degree in anything, and literally, pun intended, climb my way up, to the top of the echelon. So that's my regular job. I know a lot of people ask, I read some of the comments, in some of the streams of like, he's got to be an IRL attorney.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
He's got to be an attorney. He's got to be a real life judge. I'm not either one of those. I
Yeah.
never went to law school. I never did any of that stuff. But I do spend a lot of time, researching things. Like I said before, when we go into different cases with certain things, I'll do a lot of research on that ahead of time. But I enjoy playing golf.
Okay.
Right. The Golfing Cowboy was my original Twitch name.
Right.
And I changed that to Judge Cuddy because everybody just knows who Judge Cuddy is and not necessarily who the Golfing Cowboy is.
Right.
But I live in Texas and love it here. I've been in Texas for about 6 years.
Did you move to Texas for work, or what took you to Texas?
We funny story about that. Remember we were talking about taxes earlier?
Yeah.
So there's no state income tax in Texas.
Right.
So I went from California to Texas, and it was probably the best decision I ever made.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Southern California.
Okay, so you spent the most amount of your life up until about 6 years ago in California.
I
Okay,
did.
okay,
I did. I grew up in California. They call it the high desert. It's kind of hard to believe that there's a such thing as a high desert,
yeah.
right? But it's as close to Texas as you can get weather-wise,
Mhm.
right? 115 in the summer and there's snow in the winter, right? So coming to Texas was kind of close to home, but the humidity is something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That humidity will slap you in the face.
Absolutely, it does. Absolutely, it does.
Yeah. Okay. So that's cool. That's cool. All right. So you've been in Texas for 6 years, and have you been able to work from? You're doing the same. Obviously, you said you've been you've been doing telecommunications since you were 17. So you were able to just kind of transfer your job to Texas, or you took a job in Texas, or obviously this was
No.
before COVID. So
Yeah, this was all before COVID, and actually, I've worked from home for probably 15 years.
I got you. Okay.
So whether it be Texas or Oklahoma or wherever, that was not really a deciding factor as to where I went.
Okay. Yeah, that's neat. So I was kind of the same way. There are some jobs that you can work from home, that were just naturally built into that kind of that area of practice or whatever. So that's neat.
Right.
I kind of did the same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, now let's talk about TARP. So I usually get into asking everybody the same question. Like, how did you find TARP? What was your first reoccurrence? What was your first thought as you saw GTA roleplay?
So it's kind of interesting. So I actually play on a Mac.
Okay, yeah, we've talked about this because I'm a Mac guy. But anyway, we've talked about this. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I actually use a Mac to play in TARP, and I had to load Boot Camp in order to boot into Windows. But I was scrolling TikTok one day, and I don't know if it was Messer or Smitty or somebody else, but I'm like,
It was
that's really
Smitty.
cool. No, it wasn't.
It was
He
Smitty.
said no one.
I don't recall who it was, but I was scrolling. I'm like, that's really cool. And then I thought about it for a long period of time. It was probably 2 or 3 months. And I'm like, do I want to go buy a Windows machine? And then I started looking into how to run Windows on the Mac, and it's like, okay, you can use a VM, but you actually lose a lot of the features of the Mac's OS, because I got a 5K Retina and stuff like that
Sure.
by loading into VM. So I'm like, VM ain't gonna cut it. So I
Right.
ended up getting Boot Camp, loaded it up, and then applied to the city and got in on my first app. I don't know how, because I can tell you right now, I went back and read my app. There ain't no way that thing would have gotten approved now.
Hey, they're tough now, brother. They
I
are
know.
tough.
So I think it was probably Messer or Smitty. It was a cop character, I do know that, but I was scrolling like, that looks like kind of cool. It'd be kind of fun to kind of get in, during my downtime, or if I can't sleep at night, and get in there and goof around a little bit.
Yeah. So okay. So was it TikTok? You think it was TikTok that you saw?
Yeah,
on, or? Yeah.
it was TikTok, because I
Okay.
didn't actually learn about. I mean, I knew about Twitch, but I never really had a Twitch account or anything like that until somebody said, go check it out on Twitch, and then I'm like, oh my god, this is the screen is way better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think most of us were the same way. Smitty was kind of streaming and in the TikTok world before he hopped into TARP into 5M. But the rest of us, I mean, I think we saw it on TikTok and then set up a Twitch account later. So yeah, very, very, very similar. So okay, so you got in. You got accepted on your first application. What are you doing? What's your first character? Is it Cutshaw?
It was always
Roscoe Cutshaw?
Roscoe.
Okay.
It was always Roscoe. And when Roscoe first came into the city, he wasn't always clean under the nose,
Oh, okay.
right? He did some running,
Okay.
right?
Nice.
But Roscoe never got caught.
Ah, I got you. So Roscoe was a pretty good criminal himself.
No, when I say running, I'm talking like not running from the cops. I'm talking running for supplies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Mhm.
he's a pretty good criminal himself. He kind of laid low, stay out of the limelight. Don't be the guy that has the bags or everything on him, but runs the loads for other people.
Yeah. And then Roscoe, and this is back in the 3.0 days, Roscoe ended up buying the house. By this time, he was already a judge, but he ended up buying the house like 2 or 3 doors up from Messer's old house
Oh, that's awesome.
up in the hills there. And people were like, wow, how does Roscoe, how does he afford that kind of a house? I'm like, he ain't got nothing to spend his money on. He just, he just keeps making whatever the judge makes.
That's true. Keeps making money. Gotta go buy something with it.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Is Judge Cutshaw still running?
No. Golly,
Yeah.
Bobby.
Am I allowed to use this in court if he ever like tries to indict me or anything like that? Like, hey, I think we need to dig into his past a little bit.
Exculpatory evidence.
Don't know what that means.
Not just that, but good luck finding anything on it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Want tax documents when you bought that house.
Yeah, there you go.
Speaking of taxes.
Okay, so tell us about, so you did some running. At what point did you think, hey, I think I'm going to be an attorney. I think I would like to be an attorney.
I've always had an aspiration for law in general. Growing up as a kid, I actually wanted to be a criminal defense attorney.
Okay.
That was my dream job, was to be an attorney.
Okay.
And and then I got, like I said, at 17, when I graduated, I started climbing poles, started making that money, and it's good money, boys.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
All that overtime, double time and a half, all that stuff. I'm like,
triple
screw it,
pay
I
on
ain't going.
holidays and all that fun stuff at 17.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm like, all right, screw it. I'm just going to keep working.
Yeah.
But that was an aspiration of mine, was always to be a lawyer, whether it be criminal defense or family law. And so when I get into TARP, the DOJ puts out this, this posting for a magistrate. I'm like, the heck's a magistrate, right? So I put in the application, I answer, the questions and do the bar and stuff like that. I passed, and then they brought me in as a magistrate. So when Roscoe first started in the DOJ, his only job was to do arraignments, and he would hear small misdemeanor cases, right?
Okay.
As a magistrate, you could not hear felony cases. So Roscoe would, there would be a traffic court or whatever the case may be.
Yes.
So that's what Roscoe would do, is he would arraign people a lot. Every once in a while, he'd get into trials. Roscoe was a magistrate for about maybe a month and a half to 2 months before he got promoted to a judge.
Okay.
And then could start hearing, some of the felony cases.
Yeah, I think I remember that. I remember you being a magistrate because I do remember you doing the arraignments, because you were in almost every night, and you were available at the courthouse almost every night. But so you never actually did any attorney work. Your first job was on the bench.
Yeah. That's correct.
Okay. That's pretty cool. So that's an interesting thing to note, because I think now, like, you have to start as either a prosecutor or a public defender and kind of work your way up through the DOJ. Am I wrong?
I believe that is the case.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And so that's neat. That's kind of a neat thing that happened. So, okay. So then you became a judge, and how long were you? So you said it took 1 month to become a judge. How long were you a judge, in 3.0?
I was a judge for about another month, and then I got promoted to senior judge.
Okay.
And then I was there for another month and a half, and then ended up getting promoted to the chief justice at that time.
Okay. So tell us what goes on. Like, let's kind of pull back the curtain a little bit. Don't give anything that you can't give, but let's pull back the curtain behind the DOJ. And what are you doing in the downtime? Like, what if you're in the Discord and you're working on things, like as a cop, you're like working on SOPs maybe, or you're working through some different documents, you're counting timesheets for people, you're kind of doing the busy work. What's the busy work
Sure.
On the judge side of things? And I know you're doing cases and reviewing that, but what's what's the main part of your busy work?
The main part right now is the cases, believe it or not, are the busy work, and because there's a lot. I mean, we have, um, the DOJ itself has phenomenal people that are in as the prosecutors or as the defense attorneys, and they do their research right on case law and ways to either find, if it's a defense attorney, they're trying to find a loophole
Mm-hmm.
for their client to get out. If it's a state prosecutor, they're trying to find extra tidbits and angles. So there's a lot of back and forth that occurs in the Discord between the attorneys and the judge and the attorneys or the attorneys directly, right, from a court record standpoint. So there's a lot that goes into that. So there's times where back in the 3.0 days where we were getting written documents that were 4 or 5 pages in length, evidentiary hearings and just case law referring to whatever it may be. And as a judge, I it's my responsibility to know exactly what they're talking about. And
Mm-hmm.
if I don't know, I have to become familiar real quick.
Right. And that's interesting. So you do, for anybody who's not been in a case in the Discord or whatever, and you see, mainly you'll see Jeffrey Gabbana, or you'll see Bobby in as a cop, defending himself. I don't think we've seen Smithy in, have we? Has Smithy been in court other than kind of the,
I don't think so.
yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. And then you've seen Tony, in the courtroom. A lot of what you're seeing is the end of a lot of hard work that has led up to that point. And so there's back and forth in the courtroom. There's a complaint, and there's kind of a time that the evidence is presented to all sides, and it's able to kind of be reviewed and looked at, and more evidence requested if needed. And then the judge is making the decisions on all this as they go. Of course, there's usually some random motion to dismiss thrown in there that's unfounded, and so the judge will have to deny that and say, no, we're going to trial. And so you're looking at what now? It's about a 7-day timeline. Is that about right, Judge? You're looking at
it is.
Looking at about a 7-day timeline of back and forth and build up and digging through evidence that these attorneys are doing before they come into trial. And so that's
and also keep in mind that while all that's going on, right, while the attorneys are doing their evidence, they're having negotiations between them, right, for plea agreements or what have you. So you've got all of that into the mix as well. And there's times where it's like the day before a trial, and they're like, "Hey, we've got a plea agreement done,"
mm-hmm.
right? And so you have all this legwork, 6 days worth of building up to all the evidence and the case laws and the referencing points, and then it's just a plea deal at the 11th hour.
Yeah, and that's something that's very similar to IRL, right? People who've been on jury duty, can kind of know this. Hey, I went to jury duty at 8 this morning, and I sat till lunch, and they told me to come back after lunch, and then I went back after lunch, and they said that all the cases had settled. And so that's kind of a very IRL thing. People get to that trial date, and they start worrying, what happens if Judge Cuddy gets up there and doesn't like me, or what happens? I mean, because that does have not in a jury trial, but in a bench trial. I mean, the way that the judge is looking at you and perceives you is half the battle. I mean, and you being, let's add some real life to that. When you're truly considering a case, even in role play, you have and I'm not saying you're biased towards or against, the prosecution or the defense, but there are things that they may say or do that click in your mind, and you're going, no. I don't like the way they said that, or I don't like the things that they did. And so that's the cool thing, about the human element of a judge. And man, there are companies that you can order stuff about judges and get a whole lineup of how this judge would rule in this case, how this judge would rule in this case, and should we even take this case to court because this judge is like this. And they do the same thing about juries, so that's a cool thing, a cool concept to have and to think through.
I'm going to court every single time. I ain't pleading out nothing. I'm going to fight tooth and nail. If I don't like what's being said, I just give them the old ejection and I insert myself so we can break up that nonsense. Okay.
I think
That just throws
Bobby,
them off train, and then they forget. Like if I feel like somebody's like on a groove, like, oh man, I'm getting sucker, they're gonna get me. Jackson, and it just throws them off. They lose their train of thought, and then next thing you know, I'm in there, baby.
I love it. I love it.
I remember there was one time where Bobby was being the bailiff. He's done it a couple of times.
Pretty good at it.
You are. And then Bobby's standing there over there on the side of me, and I hear him say objection. I'm like, Bobby, you can't say
You're
objection.
the bailiff, bro.
Listen, I'm ride or die. You know, if it's one, I'm going for it. I don't know. I'm still trying to learn. Just like you weren't a real judge. You know, you had to learn. I'm learning. I'm trying to be a good bailiff.
I will say that even like me being having our IRL experience being a cop, the whole court stuff still kind of throws me off a little bit because, like, I mean, I had to go to court. A lot of times it was easy peasy. I've only been on stand one time as IRL, and I was nervous as all get out, but I knocked it out of the park. But I still don't understand all the court stuff exactly, to a T. Like, it's still
one of your best qualities is you're real humble.
Am I?
Yes.
I did knock it out of the park. I did.
I knocked
I knocked it out of the park.
I knocked it out of the park. I did really well.
And I like that because what we was going to plead with them, and I forget what it was. Anyway, they were going to like get this, and they said no, blah blah, and then they ended up getting this instead. I was like, should have just pled. I mean, I'm just saying. But anyway,
and it was all off of your testimony, right?
100%. I was looking at that jury right now when I spoke, every last one of them. I mean, I had them all convinced, but I'm just saying, I sounded good on it.
So are we going to start getting a lot more Judge Cutshaw?
You are. So Cuddy has been back in the city a lot more recently than he had been before.
Hold on, Bobby. You're jumping a little bit ahead.
I don't care.
Cuddy, hold that. Where we were was you had been promoted to the Chief Justice. Hold on. Let me get caught up real quick and we'll get right back with you.
Sorry for getting ahead there, Judge.
Jacob Cow coming in with that tier 1 community sub objection. Steady Bear coming in, gifted 2 subs to people in the community. Thank you, Steady Bear. We appreciate that. And Dragon Slayer Jer coming in with that resub for 1 month. Thank y'all. We appreciate the support, y'all. Okay, Cuddy, back to you. So
yeah,
let's talk about this. There was a point where you were Chief Justice, right? So you're the big dog over the Department of Justice. And you are at that point, were you getting burned out? Like, what was happening? Because you're still in the city a lot.
There was a lot of burnout that took place because I was in the city a lot.
Right.
Yeah. And I just felt it was best to kind of step away at that point.
Yeah. So you stepped away from being the chief judge, and then of course they appointed somebody. Did you step away altogether, or kind of talk us through that?
I did. I actually ended up leaving the city for probably about a month and a half.
Okay.
Like leaving the city altogether.
Yeah. So you left the city altogether, Discord and everything. So what was the main thing behind that? Did you take the jump to another city? Were there people that you liked to RP with that you went with? Were there people here that were giving you more issues than you wanted to handle? Like, what was the kind of the idea behind it?
It was sometimes when you're in an emotional state, you don't make very clear decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the position that I was in. I was in an emotional state and was frustrated and made the decision to leave. And ultimately, that was the wrong decision.
Sure. Right.
But it was an emotional decision that, looking back at it, I can say, yeah, it was an emotional decision and it was not very well thought out. Yeah,
and man, we've all been there. We've all been there. We've had, Bobby and Smeedy and I've had, and Nordy have had conversations over the years. When the frustrations build up, You know, you start throwing out ideas, you know, that you're like, hey, this might be a good idea. This might be a bad idea. So anyway, you know, it's definitely a thing. Did you go play somewhere else while you were doing that, where you're taking a little bit of a break?
I got into a couple of different servers, you know, other whitelisted servers, and it it wasn't to me it wasn't the same,
Right.
right? Number one is because you know I was still working a lot, and so I would get in the middle of the night, you know, and there wasn't a lot going on. I was never a judge in any of those other cities, and you know they're trust me, they're all great cities,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, for
But
sure.
it
People.
just it wasn't where Cuddy wanted to be home.
Yeah. And yeah, and that's the, you know, there are great people everywhere, right? You're going to find
Right.
great people in every city there. You're going to find great people all the way around. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's you ultimately go, TARP kind of sets the standard. You know, it's like, it's a good place to
It
be.
does.
It's a good place to kind of be around. In the RP overall, the RP, you may get frustrated with some of the RP, you know, but it's good, you know?
It's really good. It's really good. So, like I said, it was you know Roscoe tried out a couple of different places, but none of it was home to him.
Okay. So let's talk about the transition back in. I'm sure you were just welcomed back with open arms, right?
Actually, I ended up reaching out and saying, "Hey, you know, this was more of an emotional decision.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to come back to the city as a whole."
Mm-hmm.
And so I came back to the city, and I was just Roscoe Cutshaw,
Okay.
right? Um, wasn't a judge. Wasn't I was just a regular guy driving trucks. So
Yeah.
so I ended up leaving at the end of 3.0 before 4.0 came out. Okay.
Yeah.
So my first tour into 4.0 was as Roscoe and just really driving trucks and trying to make some bank, and ended up one of the people in the DOJ had reached out and said, "Hey, you know, we'd like to have Cuddy come back," and they circled the idea around, and Cuddy came back.
Yeah. That's cool. So what did they bring you back in? What did they bring you back in as? Just a regular judge? Is that kind of when you jump
just a
back
regular, yeah, just brought me back as a regular judge.
in? Okay. I got you. So how long ago was that?
I want to say February or March.
Okay. So earlier in the year. And
Yeah,
then you've been promoted recently too, right?
I have, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So are you senior judge? What are they calling it now? What's the
Uh,
hierarchy?
so I'm actually the deputy chief justice.
Deputy chief justice.
Ugh.
See? Hey, chief of staff. See, deputy chief, chief of staff, kind of the same thing. I got a promotion too. It all works. You just call us chief. That's what you want to call us.
I just got promoted too to head of public relations for LSPD, so that's a big move for
That's
me.
a big move for you, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I guess they'll make anybody a captain.
All right, well, we definitely appreciate you. We appreciate you joining us.
Oh man. Okay, so tell us. I know you've been back for a while. Tell us about, because we haven't seen you on the stream side as much. Or what are you still holding? Are you in a lot, or are you in more scheduled cases now? I know you're still doing stuff in the Discord to keep, you know, kind of keep things organized. What's your activity level like now?
I spend a lot of time in the Discord currently. I think I have 4 or 5 cases pending hearing right now.
Okay.
So if those cases end up going to trial, I'll be in for that. I do fly in occasionally to do paperwork or you know different things, but you know a lot of the prep work's being done external. You know, in the Discord and you know, trust me, I spend a lot of time on Google too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm
for
sure.
sure.
I'm sure. What's your
And
next big
chat.
case?
Can't talk about that.
Mm-mm.
Can't talk
Dirty
about it.
dog.
May want to tune in tomorrow night. If that's all I gotta say.
I'm trying to be bailiff.
May want to tune in tomorrow night. I'm trying to be. Okay, so let's talk about some bailiffs. So you had a bailiff that was like your sidekick for a while, huh?
Yes.
that is no longer with us, and we've mentioned him. He makes the podcast more than a lot of other people, but he was also Smitty's best man. Well, or was he Smitty's best man, or was Bobby Ray Gray?
No, it was gonna be me, but then it was the end of the freaking world with old Goop de Loop or whatever.
This is the guy. This is the guy who was also Cuddy's bailiff.
Dude,
So
I'm
you
sorry.
want to be Smitty's best man, and you want to be Cuddy's bailiff, brother.
I'm
They're
basically Gloop de
taking
Loop
Bobby.
too.
They're
I know.
they're
I'm Deputy Gloop,
So,
getting duped over here.
I don't know why Smitty continues to get married in city.
I don't either.
Thank you.
I don't know why anybody gets married.
Time out.
you.
I get 4. I have ARs pointed in my head. Like, what do you want me to do here? What do you want me to do here?
No, the wedding that I was supposed to be best man in before Gloop de Loop said something, that was all you, brother.
Okay, it wasn't all me, but
Yes, it was
that was
1,000% all you, and it was
there was more-
ridiculous.
there was
the
more
dumbest thing I've
behind-
ever seen.
no, it wasn't. It started a trend. I was the first. It started a trend, so that was good.
Oh, good for you. You started one of the worst trends in the Academy role play.
How?
That is dumber than hell.
Did you all see
You-
that?
You loved it.
Did you all see that Judge Cuddy gives counseling lessons too?
Well, we were going to come see you because I'm pissed.
Well, no, I mean, I was up at the courthouse and Smitty was there, and I told him, I said, "Listen, I ain't giving you another restraining order."
You're done. You're done.
He don't. Have you all help me out? I don't understand. These ladies are crazy.
Oh,
And-
God. You're the nut.
Oh,
What did I
it-
tell
it-
you?
It's not me. Look. It's
There's one common denominator.
okay.
Dang, that sounds.
I
Like
will
exactly
say-
like what I told him.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
This
It's
is
the
not
truth.
right. This is not right.
It's 1,000% right. You're an idiot.
Samantha and Willow was in a tussle over me. I don't know what you want me to do about it.
Oh
Like,
God.
and they're both pointing guns, and then Roscoe's like, "Yep, y'all were married." I'm like, "It's against my will." Yeah, y'all were married. I'm like, "What do you want me to do?" Crooked judge over here. Like, I don't know. What,
But I couldn't figure it out, Smitty. So, like, you came in saying this marriage shouldn't be valid, and I'm like, all right, well, it's valid. So you're like, okay, fine. So I grant you a divorce, right? And then, like, the next week, you run off to Mexico and marry her again.
That's true. That
That
is
is
true.
true.
yeah, Johnny Smokes.
That is
That's
true.
1,000% true.
Yeah, I got 4 guys in military uniforms with ARs going, "If you say no, you're done." And what do you want me to do?
I didn't know
here?
a Bash brother would bow down to danger. Like you
Okay.
stand up, stick your neck out, and say, "No, this is not
No.
right."
Nobody helps me out in city. I'm a lonesome out there.
Probably because you do
nobody.
it to yourself.
You do.
I
it
cannot
yourself.
help that I get kidnapped and flown to Mexico,
That's 1 out of 38 times.
and there's ARs pulled at me, and then we got some preacher man walking out. I was like, "Hey, you make us the bride." I mean, like, what do you want me to do here? I mean,
But you kind of bait yourself, because it's like, now you've got KJ on one hand and Mia on the other, and then they're both in court, and it's just like it's a cycle.
I mean, we had a
It's
great
fine.
neighborhood, Johnny, until Smitty moved in.
That's true.
You see all the crap that's going on down
Oh,
there?
brother. I'm glad we're kind of
Shootings.
up. I'm glad we're
Y'all-
kind of up in the
We're
cul-de-sac.
right up at the end of the cul-de-sac. Yeah, thank God.
No,
This
that-
dude's down at the end of the street. Just it looks like a daggum frat house.
you wouldn't know because you're about to be evicted from your house anyway because you don't ever go there.
What do you mean? I don't ever go there. I'm always there.
You don't ever go to your house. I'm always knocking on your door. You never answer.
I'm not answering. You're an idiot. I got a ring camera. I see it all. And you just come down there acting like a freaking idiot. I'm not answering that door. Next thing I know, I got chicks robbing me. Your girlfriend was already robbing my house. I'm over it.
That's
I
I got
tried
a
to
whole
get
new
a-
security
I
system.
try to get a restraining order and stuff and trespassing, and Roscoe wouldn't grant it. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Because he's granted enough.
Yeah.
And at some point, there's one common denominator, and he can't give you one against yourself.
That's true too.
Somebody's gonna take me out one day, and y'all are gonna feel bad.
I'm not gonna feel bad. I'll be like, yeah, I'll speak at your funeral. I'll say I saw it coming.
I'll speak at your funeral.
Y'all,
sorry,
y'all will
King.
feel bad. I'm
I
telling
got
you.
to tell you guys that being a judge in TARP has been a lot of fun, right? We get to see all kinds of stuff, right? Everything from Smitty's marriages to Darnell coming into the courthouse stealing TVs, right?
That's
You know,
true.
to this whole thing where Darnell got keys to Messer's house and then he established residency.
That's true too. That's a good case.
And then Darnell punching me in the courtroom and he got 8,000 community service. It was just nuts.
Who was your bailiff on that one?
Oh, brother, we were all in there protecting him on that.
There was like 20 cops in there on that one.
Yeah.
And you still got hit in the face? I wasn't there.
Yes, you were.
It
No.
was a big old tussle.
You were there.
I mean, it was
There
a
were
big
about
old
four-
tussle.
If I was there, you'd have never got hit.
There were
Judge.
about 4 different fights, and I think you were involved in one of them.
No, not
I
in
was there.
court.
I was
I would
involved
never
in
do
that.
that
Nah.
in front of your majesty. Nah,
In front of your majesty, that's right.
I would never do that.
Oh, mate. Well, chat, listen, I'm gonna talk to Cuddy. I'm gonna give him a couple more questions that I've got, but go ahead and let's get the questions in the chat rolling, and we'll roll through a couple of those after this. All right, Cuddy, what do you got for the future? Are we sticking with Judge Cutshaw? Are we gonna have another character? Have we ever thought about a Leo character?
I actually have been toying with the idea of a Leo character. I'm on one side of the law. It would be nice to have something on the other side of the law.
Right.
Right. So I have been toying with it. It's a lot of work being a judge,
Mm-hmm.
with the back and forth. So I want to be sure that I could devote the time, to a Leo character. But I'm certainly open to the idea.
Yeah, that's cool. So do you have an extra character that you've created? Or
Not
is
yet.
it just okay? So we're just in like the very preliminary things, but you've been tossing that idea around, and
I have, yeah.
because I mean, being a Leo, and these guys will tell you, like, there's always something that you can do. You're not really having to do a lot, to create content. Not that it's mindless by any means, but it's almost like the stuff comes to you, as a Leo character. And Bobby and Smitty will both tell you, as Crims, which I'm a terrible Crim, but as Crims, like, you got to come up with your own stuff, like you're the one that's kind of bringing that stuff. So I think that I think that would be a cool thing to do. I think that would be a cool thing to do because it'll get you out. You start facing the action a little bit more and not just sitting on the bench waiting for the next arraignment.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, chat. What do you got? So I can't wait till tomorrow's court date. Oh, we're not talking about that, K-Bama, but I did see your roll tides in the chat earlier, so I do appreciate that. Cuddy, who's your favorite college football? Do you watch football? Being in Texas, you gotta have.
He's
a
a
favorite.
Cowboys fan. I mean, look at the flag behind him.
Oh, I mean, I'm a fan. I know that. Like, we're there. I'm a Cowboys fan too.
I will tell you that I actually root for Oklahoma.
Okay, so your college football team's Oklahoma. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But you're a pro, your pro team's Cowboys fan or the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. Do you live I guess you live in the Dallas Fort Worth area ish. I mean,
I live
you
about
don't
10 miles.
Okay, you don't have to tell us.
I live
but-
10 miles, about 10 miles directly north of the DFW airport.
Okay.
He lives in the neighborhood that my old baseball coach used to live in.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I've
Bobby
been
and I
all through
talked
that
about that.
neighborhood. Yeah, I've been all through that neighborhood, man. Really good neighborhood.
That's
by the
cool.
way. I love it. I have a blast out there.
That's cool.
I won't give out too much information, but there's a golf course, and that is a place to party down.
I will tell you this fun fact. So when we had Snowmageddon, was it 4 years ago?
Oh yeah.
When it shut down the state of Texas, there was those of us that have our own golf carts, right? And we were taking kids on like these little snow sleds through the golf course and using the bunkers to kind of jump them up. It was
awesome.
wild.
That's awesome.
Wild.
That's awesome.
That's
Night
really
golf
cool.
on that course was a real fun time when I was. Never mind. I'm not gonna get into it detail. My coach was a nut job too. He was awesome.
So
You like alcohol? Yeah, I think. I'm 17. I've never tried it.
I'm gonna try. I'd like to try it. Oh, Bobby, don't incriminate yourself. Plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Objection.
would y'all want more jury trials? Do you like the bench trials? Do you like that we've only had a have you been involved in a jury trial?
I've done one or two of them.
Okay. Do you like those, or is it just easier to RP the bench trial?
You know, the jury trials, I know that one of the ones that I did, they were very detailed at combing through everything. I mean, they deliberated for a good 30 to 45 minutes before coming back with something.
Yeah.
Ended up talking to a couple of them afterwards, and they were like, "Well, we wanted to know this and this," and they were very detail oriented to what they were looking for. I think the jury trials would be good, especially for maybe some of those higher profile cases,
Mhm.
right?
Like a good,
I,
a good
I,
criminal
I know
case.
me being on my side of it, I would love a jury trial. I just think it would enhance the RP even more. I
Yeah.
would. I mean, that way when you're talking to them, like, I mean, you're talking to them, it just, I would love it. I mean, I love the way it is, but if me personally, if I could do like a jury or whatever, I would love it. Oh, I'd absolutely love it.
Not to bring, but what about the bridge scene? Has Cuddy been to his bridge lately?
Cuddy has not been to his bridge. I hear that Roscoe's bridge is still there.
That's pretty good. And y'all, if y'all know what we're talking about Johnny Five when he was in city. He grabbed Judge Roscoe, and I think was that the only time you've been kidnapped, or have you been kidnapped?
It is.
Okay,
No,
and then
just
did you?
that time.
And then he took him and held him dangling off the.
That's
off the bridge.
100% on LSPD. I had the sniper shot, and they said, "No, don't do it." And then they threw you off, and then we went. I sniped his ass.
But I will tell you this: the rope did kind of balloon out a little bit, and it kind of like a parachute on the way down. I
That's
still
nice.
ended up dying.
I still ended up dying, but it was a little.
I
it
scooped you
helped
up
a
down
little
there.
bit.
You were down, but it lightened the fall. It didn't permit you.
It
Right,
didn't perm
exactly.
you. That's for good. That's a good thing. Oh me. What about a Crim? Would you ever have a Crim character? Is that something you would consider?
He's got one. Is Cuddy.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. We've all found out the truth.
You know what? I've learned, through the time that I'm just a bad crim, right? I'm just a bad crim.
Sound like you're
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, I'm the same way, man. I'm the same way. I don't know. It's like I just can't. I don't know. I'm just a bad Crim. I think it takes time. It takes some practice.
I think it takes a lot of time and practice.
You two guys have gotten pretty good at it recently. So, but neither one of y'all really liked to run Crim 6 months ago.
I still suck at it.
Nah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think when you run so much cop, you try to you try to be as IRL as possible. And I know that me, like, I crossed the line or I walked that line. And I think now, like, when you go to a crime, like I think Tony's kind of experiencing that right now. When you go to a crime, like, I can drive as fast as I want. I can kind of do what I want and not have to worry about trying to be IRL, in the cop thing and RP it out as best. I think that's what it is. You just get that feeling like where you can just let loose and just go. And that's the way it is for me. And
That's
I'm sure
right.
that's the way it
You're
is
not really
for
bound
more.
by a lot of rules.
Right. If I want to walk up and, hey, why are you looking about that? Boom. And I just punch somebody, I can do that on the Crim. I can't do that on a cop, so.
Yeah.
I just think it's more so of that.
Yeah, it is a little bit more free. Cuddy, do you have a favorite scene or court case that you had while you're in city?
I mean, all the court cases have been pretty decent.
Yeah.
I would say I kind of have a soft spot in my heart for Darnell.
Yeah.
He's a crazy one, and that that whole that the whole Messer House thing was like it was like a month and a half span,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
like where he was getting brought in every single day for something else. And that was a lot of fun. I looked forward to that. Obviously, Smitty's divorce trials are always, entertaining.
Very
For,
interesting.
Speak for yourself.
Bobby, we used to lay on the couch at night and in stream playing footsie. Like, you love those
Golly.
days.
I don't.
Speaking of Darnell, it's Banhammer says, I have to go to court at the end of this month. I love it. LOL IRL.
Oops.
Oops. Oh, me. Let's see.
If Banhammer goes into court and does the Darnell thing, I would probably just laugh.
Yeah.
IRL.
Yes. That would be funny. Oh, me. Well, Cuddy, man, we appreciate it. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, just, like I said, man, that's what we're, before we came on, man, our goal is to kind of show the community who you are, behind the man behind Judge Cuddy, because a lot of us go in, brother, and we see you and you're a mainstay, to the TARP community, and you've really, set the standard for a lot of the judge stuff around. So it's cool to see, to see the man behind the mask, the man behind the character, and let our community see it as well. So we appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you guys having me on, and I can say this, that any of the judges that we have in the community, I mean, they're all really, really good judges.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have IRL background, whether it be, lawyers or Leos. I mean, very knowledgeable guys from I'll say law enforcement, but from a law background, whether it be on, the enforcement side or the legal aspect of it. Bunch of good people in there, and all the attorneys do a good job. Masters is just absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, Trump is phenomenal. Yeah.
Trump is phenomenal.
Yeah, he comes in, man, and it's good. It's good. And you could tell he prepares. You could tell which he prepared with his attorney character before. But you can tell he comes in with Trump, and he knows what to say, and hits the legal buzzwords in whatever he's looking at. So it's like you can tell that you guys come in prepared. So that's a cool thing.
Not to mention the mannerisms. I mean, he has the Trump mannerisms just down.
He does.
I know his voice has to hurt after a court case for sure.
Allegedly.
Huge.
It's so funny.
I was talking to Hammer one time. Hammer, I'm gonna give away one of your secrets, but I was talking to Hammer one time, and we happened to be watching Masters, and he said you could tell. He said you could tell that Masters has like a trigger word to get into the Trump voice, and he says, and Hammer says that he does it with Darnell. And I forgot what he said that his trigger word was, but he said he could tell that J Masters trigger word is huge. So he'll say like, "Oh, that's huge," and then get into the Donald Trump thing, just spouting stuff off. So
I've always wondered, does he walk around his house going, "It's huge"?
Yeah. Probably not.
Oh,
sorry, that was a bad joke.
Yeah, probably not. Oh, me.
I'm 12.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Your mind is in the gutter. Well, man, let me get caught up here. Dragon Slayer, Jacob Kyle coming in, giving that sub to Banhammer. Thank you, Jacob Kyle. Speedy Jenkins coming in with that resub for 1 month, and all the follows tonight, man. We greatly appreciate it. We thank y'all for being here. We thank y'all for joining us. If it weren't for y'all, we wouldn't be here to do all this, and we just love sitting around and doing it. We got some stuff lined up next week. Gonna be a cool thing. Bobby's already gonna kind of host the podcast for us. I'll be here, but Bobby's gonna make sure that everything runs smooth on that end. Bobby, can you throw me a ghost? I'm not sure. Are you throwing out ghosts? Richard needs one, brother.
It would just hit my camera. I mean, it'd be a little weird.
Just
I wish I could, my brother. I wish I could.
Bobby threw me one whenever we was in West Virginia. He was like, I got an extra one. Bam, toss it right to me. I drank her on up.
Yeah, in person, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did. You just have extras just laying around, don't you?
I do. I pulled it out of the glove box. I'm like, here you go.
Cuddy,
Here's your candy apple.
do you drink Ghost? Have you tried Ghost?
I have.
Yeah.
I actually like the mango one.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
You don't
Yeah.
like it, Bobby?
no, it tastes like butt toots. It tastes like butt toots,
I kind of like the mango one myself.
dude. But I will tell you, I'm the pickiest fat person you'll ever meet.
That's kind of true. That's kind of
Yeah,
true
I'm
because
very picky.
I'm not picky. I'll kind of eat a lot of things. Bobby, he'll say no. He'll say no
Yeah.
pretty quick.
I'm like,
I'm picky.
Oh, it's Corey. What's up, Corey?
Corey, Corey, get that
What you
voice
say,
off
brother?
here. Get that voice off there. What you say, brother? Oh man.
Dirtiest cop in the
And-
city, right there, folks.
Ooh,
That's true.
Bobby and Smee's been in here, brother.
Hammer, you coming in, or you just gonna sit there muted up?
Brother, I was in here. I just being quiet so you could do your interview.
I got you. I got you.
I didn't
Hi,
want to
Mr.
interrupt
Hammer.
nothing. What's going on, my brother?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. Hey, listen, I miss coming to court. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me,
I love that.
you heard me telling that story. Tell me what was it that you heard that was the trigger word?
He says huge.
Was it huge? Yeah, okay. And
He
what
says
did you
huge, yeah.
what did you say you
Huge.
used to get into Darnell?
Darnell, I would think I was always going like, oh yeah, I was saying
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
or something like
yeah.
that. But now
Okay.
it's instant. Like I could just
Yeah,
be talking
man.
and we all of a sudden now it's Darnell, baby. What's going on?
You can get right into it. I love it. I love
so
it.
good.
Well, again, I'll close again for a second time. Judge Cuddy, thank you for hanging out with us, man. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Y'all, thank y'all for being here, man. We appreciate y'all. Again, we couldn't do it without you. Tune in next week. We'll be here same time, same place, Tuesday night, 9:00, and we'll be here hanging out with you, going live. So we look forward to seeing y'all next week. Thank you again.